How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll just be showing you Diagram GPT. So this is just another AI tool that you can throw into your arsenal, and it's used to make, obviously, diagrams. So you're going to be making cloud architecture diagrams, software diagrams, decision-making trees, databases, or even just any kind of business process. If you type it into your prompt properly, this thing will spit it out for you in about 5 seconds, all right? So I can't show you our cloud architectures that we've done for clients. However, I can show you some simple ones that we made. I just don't want to get in shit today. So we're going to copy and paste this one. This is a serverless image handler diagram prompt. So all it really does is it's a Lambda function. It gets an image from S3, processes it, and then uploads it back to S3. If you don't know what those services are, don't worry. This is just Amazon cloud architecture. So we'll go to eraser.io and we're going to click this plus sign here and click AI diagram. This is going to open your diagram generation prompt. What you're going to do is try and be as descriptive as possible when you're inputting this. The more vague you are, the more shit it's going to come out, all right? Because the AI is not going to understand what you want. So be very specific in the kind of services, the kind of nodes, or the kind of icons that you want, and the kind of connection types that you want, all right? You want to be very clear what connects to what, all right? So we're going to paste this in here, and we're going to click generate at the bottom right. Just move myself. Click generate. Give that a few seconds, and it's going to start spitting out the entire architecture for this prompt, all right? So as you can see, it is pretty good, all right? Kind of messed up the spacing here, but not a big deal. So as you can see, it got S3, it got Lambda, goes to Lambda, goes back to S3, processes the image, sends it to S3, and the logs are all on the side. Now, this is great, all right? However, where you can run into an issue here is the connections. If you're not specific in the connections, this could mess up the whole diagram. But what's good about it is that you can kind of fix it yourself. So if you click on these arrows, you can move them around, you can place them if they're not in the right spots, you can rename certain things. You can even do it from code if you want to, or you can just tell the AI, hey, I'm not using S3 anymore. Please delete it. So we'll do that little edit there. You generate that edit, and it should just completely remove S3, right? But now the architecture doesn't make sense. So it doesn't exactly know, like, if it needs to replace it. It'll kind of take you for your exact word and edit the diagram. So let's do another one. This one is actually kind of similar to a client that we had where we built out their AWS architecture. We're going to create a new AI diagram, and I'll just drag that down here. I'll paste in this prompt, and what we're doing is just a pipeline for CI/CD. So this just automatically takes in code, builds it, deploys it, and saves it, all right? So we're going to generate that. Cool. And it seems to have gotten every single service. Again, this is not very specific. This is a very general diagram, but it's still pretty good. It'll get you on the right track. However, it's not going to take you to the finish line. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're talking about when you're creating diagrams, especially for clients that you're doing a handover for. You have to make them as specific as possible, but this is a pretty good start. So again, I recommend that you guys use this. It's a really good tool to kind of get your foot in the door of drawing diagrams. You can even go to ChatGPT, paste in a prompt. Oops. You can even go to ChatGPT, paste in your old prompt, and just say, can you make this prompt better? I am going to be feeding it to another AI generator that creates diagrams. Be specific in the connections between the services. And then this should output a bit more of a specific prompt that you can put back into Diagram GPT, right? So this is going to give you steps and carry on describing all the services, right? Now, this might be a bit long, so it might even confuse the AI sometimes, but you know what? Let's give it a shot before we close out this video. We'll copy that, go over here. Let's make a new one. drag that down, and we'll paste in the entire thing. So if you notice here, it tells you great prompt length, and I believe it's about 80 plus words to get like a really good result. If you're anything less than that, it's going to be kind of shitty. So let's generate this. It's a pretty long one, so it might take a bit of time to do. Awesome. As you can see, this one was a bit more specific because we described the connections between the services, right? So this is something that you can use to kind of get your foot in the door of drawing these diagrams again. Let's give it a vague one, okay? Let's have some fun here. So let's do this. Show me the entire process of creating a Docker image. If you don't know what a Docker image is, it's more like software babble, so don't worry about it. I just want to see what happens when I give it a vague response like this and to see if it knows what I'm even talking about, right? So we're going to generate that. And that is actually pretty damn good. So if we zoom out here, as you can see, container starts, writes the Docker file, sends it, builds it, sends it to the registry. This is actually pretty good. I'm actually impressed that that worked. Yep, that's great. Awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I just want to showcase to you Diagram GPT and show you that you can create AI diagrams, and it can help you start, creating the diagram. However, if you're building things out for a client, you're going to want them to be as accurate as possible. So you might have to do a lot of it yourself, but this does take away some of the really shit work from the beginning. So I hope you guys learned something new and enjoyed the video. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.